AI philosophy, enabling humans to establish destiny for themselves and establish a mind for AI. Postmodernism, a bizarre and multifaceted world. It criticizes modernism's over-reverence for reason, science and universal truths, highlights pluralistic perspectives and personal experience, and encourages reflection on dominant narratives. It draws intellectual inspiration from existentialism, phenomenology, structuralism, and other schools of thought. It champions the stance that there is no universal truth. As Foucault pointed out, knowledge and power are deeply intertwined, and so-called truth is often a product of power dynamics. Tap the plus sign to follow this account for more fascinating content. Postmodernism is a complex, multifaceted intellectual and cultural movement with far-reaching influence across philosophy, art, architecture, literature, sociology, cultural studies, and many other disciplines. 1. Definition and origins. In the mid-20th century, major industrialized Western societies entered the post-industrial era, giving rise to postmodern thought. It emerged as a critique of modernism's excessive faith in reason, science, and universal truth, advocating pluralistic viewpoints, subjective lived experience, and critical examination of mainstream narratives. Far from arising in a vacuum, it represents a critical reassessment of modernism and the Enlightenment ideals underpinning it, and has absorbed ideas from existentialism, phenomenology, structuralism, and other philosophical traditions. 2. Core ideas. At its heart, postmodernism rejects the idea of universally applicable laws and principles, casts doubt on authority and absoluteness, and prioritizes diversity, relativity, and individuality. It repudiates single truths and grand narratives, questions absolute notions of scientific progress and logical order, and endorses deconstruction, plurality, and cultural hybridity. From a postmodern perspective, the world is intricate and multi-layered. Different cultures, value systems, and personal experiences deserve equal recognition. 3. Forms of expression. Postmodern literature and art favor formal experimentation, anti-convention, and anti-narrativity. Works frequently abandon linear story structures in favor of non-linear, fragmented, collage style, multi-perspective, and meta-narrative techniques, embracing asymmetry, historical pastiche, and cultural fusion. In architecture, postmodernism breaks away from modernist functionalism and minimalism, embracing designs marked by eclecticism, complexity, historical allusion, and decorative detail. In literature, it values spontaneity, improvisation, and pastiche in composition, and acknowledges the reader's participatory role in creating textual meaning. 4. General characteristics. Rejection of grand narratives. Postmodernism criticizes the grand narratives pursued by modernism, overarching theories that purport to explain the whole world and human history through one unified framework. Examples include Enlightenment, rationalism, and the Marxist theory of historical progress. Postmodernists argue that such grand narratives oversimplify the world's complexity and diversity, and can become instruments of power and oppression. Affirmation of difference and plurality. It stresses the uniqueness of individual experience and resists homogenization, rejecting all claims to unity or universality. It gives voice to marginalized, disadvantaged, and overlooked groups, lays bare social power relations and cultural hegemony, and brings perspectives suppressed under modernity into the open. Philosophical nihilism. Postmodernism contains a nihilistic undercurrent, rejecting fixed centers, inherent essences, and deep-seated meanings. It dissolves essence through appearances, marginalizes the center, unsettles the signified with the signifier, and blurs the boundary between fiction, text, and the reality. History. Skepticism toward truth and objectivity. It casts doubt on conventional understandings of truth and objectivity, arguing that these constructs are often shaped by power. Michel Foucault demonstrated how knowledge and power are mutually constitutive, and that what is accepted as truth frequently emerges from operations of power. Engagement with popular culture. Moving away from elitist attitudes, postmodernism enters into dialogue with popular culture, focusing on ordinary people's fates and contingent events. It addresses social issues of gender, race, and class, critiques one-sided frameworks and power structures in traditional social theory, and opposes anthropocentrism, ethnocentrism, and patriarchy. Relativity of language and meaning. Influenced by linguistic analysis and deconstruction, postmodernism regards language as central to meaning-making. Meanings are not fixed, but shaped by context, cultural background, and power dynamics. The German philosopher Gadamer described understanding as a process of horizon fusion, whereby people from disparate historical and cultural backgrounds interpret the same text in different ways. 5. Key thinkers. Jacques Derrida, founder of deconstruction, whose work profoundly shaped postmodernism. By deconstructing binary oppositions in language, he exposed the contradictions, indeterminacy, and openness of textual meaning, undermining traditional notions of a fixed center and unified subject. Michel Foucault, a towering postmodern theorist who explored the interplay of knowledge and power, critiqued conventional power structures, and revealed how power permeates every sphere of society through systems of knowledge. Jean-François Lyotard, another seminal postmodern thinker whose work Times the Postmodern Condition Times famously defines postmodernism as incredulity toward grand narratives. 6. Influence and controversies. Postmodernism has prompted critical reflection on modernist grand narratives and rationalism, highlighted the world's complexity and diversity, advanced multiculturalism, amplified marginalized voices, and opened up new intellectual frameworks and creative possibilities for collage, interdisciplinary borrowing, and hybrid forms. Nonetheless, it remains controversial for its perceived relativism and theoretical obscurity. Its stance that no truth exists has been accused of fostering moral and axiological nihilism, and its highly abstract concepts are sometimes criticized for offering little practical guidance for real-world problems. I am Wu Huaiyu, a PhD from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, and a postdoctoral fellow from Peking University, and the founder of AI Philosophy. For more detailed information, please refer to the complete version of this book. In addition to this short video, you can also click on my avatar to view more long videos.